positive change can happen. It can happen to you. It can happen in your life. No matter how stuck you feel, no matter how much effort you feel you've put into changing a certain aspect of your life or changing direction, at this time, we're leaping in to the belief that we can create positive change. By the time I started my spiritual path, the imagery inside of my head looked like a maze. And I would go through the thought process and the steps again and again. I would walk down the same mental, well-worn aisles, and I would take the same turns every single time. And each time I would actually feel somewhat exhilarated, like this time is going to be different. This time I'm going to find the right answers. This time I'm going to have a breakthrough. And as exhilarated as I would get every time, I would hit the same wall. And funnily enough, I would still go back to the beginning of the maze and start over and do the whole process again with some idea that the wall that was there was something I could potentially break through if I had the right answers. Never realizing that the solution was never there to begin with. As I started my path in earnest and I began to have the experiences that one actually needs to have in order to grow and change, and I began applying the new ideas and concepts that allow us to free ourselves from old perspectives, from old patterns, from old viewpoints. The imagery that came to me was the solution was never inside the maze. The solution was always to take the perspective outside the maze. So this is where our heart comes in. Without the heart, without love, the maze is just the maze. It's just the pattern. And when we begin to infuse love into the circumstances that we are in right now, into the way that we think, into the places inside of us that feel really, really stuck, infusing love into the places where we feel emotional pain or a sense of trauma, that it is the energy of even the thought of love, or even the thought of love can bring, that starts bringing us to a higher perspective where, from a new viewpoint, we can pull ourselves away from the circumstances that we feel uncomfortable in or stuck in.